don't want to set the world on fire, we just want to partake in some side activities.
Just stumbled into town? You sure picked a fine day for it, with the crazies out there.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Fallout side quests.
This is all too much. You deserve more than just a pat on the back.
For this list, we'll be taking a look at the finest side quests of the Fallout series, pinpointing those we feel are particularly notable. Whether from being engrossing stories within the larger open world, for offering intense action, delivering incredible atmosphere, or for simply being fun. These are the side quests that keep us trekking through the post-nuclear wasteland.
You're new here, aren't you? Wow. I've never got a chance to talk to the new people.
Number 10. Those. Fallout 3. General rule of thumb, if ants can shoot flaming acid, you better run away. But if you feel courageous, then this quest, inspired by the 1954 horror film Them, may be for you.
Come on, tell me already.
Those begins with a simple request by the child Brian Wilkes, who asks you to find his father. However, the quest quickly shifts into a bug hunt as you're sent to deal with a nest of murderous fire ants, and reap the rewards based on your course of action.
Now, you just watch it, cause I won't be so nice next time.
Number 9. Our Little Secret. Fallout 3.
Welcome to Andale, winner of the Best Town in the USA contest.
That's certainly some strange meat, and we certainly don't want to stick around here. An unmarked quest. Our Little Secret brings our character, the Lone Wanderer, into the town of Andale. A quaint little place, or so it seems.
How did you get in here? What are you doing in this town? Get out! Get out while you can!
The climax of the side quest comes when you investigate one of 2 locked locations in the town, as it becomes abundantly clear that the town's strange meat is definitely human flesh.
Every time someone discovers our little secret, we have to hear about it. It's always, oh, how can you do this? Or, you're such terrible people.
On top of the grim reveal, there's a choice to be made. Do you abstain from confronting the townspeople, or do you resort to brutal justice?
I work to feed my family just like every red-blooded American man should. Why, a man that can't keep his family fed isn't any kind of man at all. No, sir.
Number 8. Agatha's Song. Fallout 3.
My. You certainly do look a little bit worn out from your travels.
For want of a violin, the Wanderer embarks on an adventure. Thus we have the setup for this particular quest, in which the elderly violin player Agatha requests obtaining a family violin.
Without it, I have nothing to play. No way to make music. If you can bring me a violin, a better one, I'd feel much more secure.
Trouble is, said violin is in Vault 92, and Agatha isn't totally sure where that is.
They claimed the vault would be dedicated to preserving musical talent.
Still, it's an interesting excursion that balances the fun of exploration with the tension of battling mutant insects. And it can end in a truly heartwarming manner, provided you don't choose to sell the violin. Not to mention a sweet new radio station with a classy touch.
Oh my, it's more beautiful than I could have ever imagined.
Number 7. Still in the Dark. Fallout New Vegas.
Where did you learn that password? And tell the truth, because I'll know if you're lying.
Be glad that the Brotherhood of Steel isn't outright evil. Still in the Dark has our ever so slightly confused hero, the Courier, enter the Brotherhood's company, as they have some busy work to be done.
Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it.
For the player, though, this means undertaking a varied series of tasks, from forcing out a Brotherhood Ranger, to repairing an air filtration system, even tracking down scouts for their reports.
Don't take another step if you value your life.
Plus, there's something tense yet engrossing about being involved in the Brotherhood's more questionable activities.
The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself.
Number 6. The Superhuman Gambit. Fallout 3.
So at last, you've penetrated the court of the antagonizer, queen of all ants.
The Super Friends may not take notice, but we're certainly happy to. This quirky little adventure begins in the town of Canterbury Commons, where a war is brewing between the superhero the Mechanist and the supervillain the Ant Agonizer.
There are problem citizens, the Mechanist and the Ant Agonizer.
From start to finish, the Superhuman Gambit walks a fine line between a loving homage to Silver Age comics and maintaining the Fallout series' open-ended gameplay. Whether you play along with the two super beings' fight or attempt to halt it in its tracks, there is a sense of goofy fun throughout.
I do believe it's fair to say you've saved Canterbury, and unlike that Mechanist, you did so with significantly less stress all around.
Number 5. The Replicated Man, Fallout 3.
Maybe I'm going to have my android army rise up against you and your human ilk. Sorry.
Do androids have freedom of identity? The Replicated Man attempts to answer this question, as the lone wanderer is called upon to track down and locate the prototype robot of one Dr. Zimmer.
How amusing. You've mistaken my metaphor for a derogatory remark.
What follows is a search for clues to the robot's whereabouts, filled with surprising twists and more than a few moral dilemmas.
But this is impossible. I can't be a robot. I'm a human being. I breathe. I eat. Hell, I cut myself shaving this morning.
And when it's all said and done, the quests make sure the Wanderer's efforts did not go to waste.
This combat module will directly affect your central nervous system. I think you will find it quite beneficial.
Number 4. The Power of the Atom, Fallout 3.
Name's Lucas Sims, town sheriff, and mayor too when the need arises.
Learn to love the bomb, player. Early in Fallout 3, there lies the town of Megaton, at the center of which lies a dormant atomic bomb. Or so it seems, as both the town's local sheriff Lucas Sims and the mysterious benefactor Mr. Burke have their eyes on the bomb, but for very different reasons.
I represent certain interests.
Serving as one of the game's first true moral dilemmas, this short quest defines the experience to come, full of hard choices, but also potentially rewarding and thoughtful no matter which choice you make.
I'll be damned. You did it, didn't you? You disarmed that thing.
Additionally, for those inclined towards evil, blowing up a town is pretty cool.
Now that, my friend, is beautiful.
Number 3. Nothing But a Hound Dog, Fallout New Vegas.
So, what can I do for you?
How much for that doggy brain in the window? That's Nothing But a Hound Dog in a nutshell. A side quest handed to you by the King, the head of an Elvis impersonating gang, in need of a new brain for his cybernetic dog Rex.
He requires brain surgery and some sophisticated cybernetics work too.
The King sends you out into the world to find a replacement. Whether you talk an old woman into handing over her dog's brain, or battle a tired hound for their organ, this quest simply doesn't lack for options or unique things to do.
If I transplant this brain into Rex, he'll be a bit more ferocious in his attacks.
And completing the quest gets you Rex as a companion. What's better than a dog? A robot dog. Number 2. Oasis, Fallout 3.
The Great One is a god tree. A living, breathing, speaking god tree.
Talk about a blast from the past. Oasis begins straightforward enough, with the lone wanderer coming upon a cult-like sediment.
I'm Tree Father Birch, and I have the great fortune of being leader of his people, the Tree Minders.
Though their location is far more tree-filled than most, the abundance of plant life and greenery starts to make sense after you're taken to him, also known as Harold, a heavily mutated man who first appeared in the original Fallout games.
I had you brought in here to ask a very simple favor. Would you please kill me?
Now the source of Oasis's plant life, Harold seeks only death. You may grant him his wish, or help the cult either protect Harold's gift, or spread it outwards. Decisions.
They listen when I talk, but they don't hear. You know what I mean?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Enjoy your reward, my friend. You've earned it.
I'll sweeten the deal for you. Maybe it'll help. How about I set you up with a suit of Ranger armor if you get them back? If that doesn't do it for you, I'll set you up with a minigun from our armory.
I never thought you'd be back. You're alive!
Have you ever run across a sex bot? Not that I'd ever want one within 100 feet of me, but I gotta be a businessman about it.
Number 1. Come Fly With Me, Fallout New Vegas.
All I need now is the igniting agent we discussed earlier.
Let's fly away, so it goes. Here's the setup. The people of the small town of Novak want the ghouls removed from a nearby rocket launch site.
Well, they gotta go, or this will be a ghost town before long.
From there, it's one thing after another, dealing with a conflict between two groups of ghouls, finding ship parts, and helping launch a rocket.
Cut it out, human. Serious. Final warning.
Come Fly With Me packs enough opportunities to negotiate, shoot it out with violence, or make meaningful choices that it's a definite highlight of Fallout New Vegas and the series in general.
It gets lonely out in the wastes, okay? And I don't have to tell you, that Bright's group has got some fine-looking goulettes in it.
Also, how many other games let you help with a rocket launch? Do you agree with our list?
I could be wrong, but I think that's a dead end.
What's your favorite side quest from the Fallout games? For more apocalyptic top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
We'll do our best is what we'll do. Me and the kids here in Andale. What's left of it anyway.